You told yourself this would be the year things changed. You made the plan. You wrote it down. Then somehow, quietly, you slid right back into the same routine you swore you would leave behind. You blamed laziness. You blamed a lack of discipline. But the real reason is not what you think. Your brain is not broken. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. Every choice you make between comfort and change is being filtered through a system that values one thing above almost everything else: safety. Not happiness, not growth, safety. Psychologist Wendy Wood spent decades studying why people repeat behaviors long after those behaviors stop serving them. Her research found that once an action becomes familiar, your brain stops evaluating it as a choice at all. It becomes automatic, it becomes cheap, and your brain loves cheap. Here is the part most people miss. Change requires your brain to spend energy predicting an unfamiliar outcome. Comfort requires almost none. So when you sit on the couch, instead of going to the gym, you are not failing. You are following the path of least resistance, exactly as your neural architecture was designed to do. Why would a system built for survival ever choose the harder, riskier option on its own? This is where the negativity bias comes in. Your brain is wired to weigh potential losses more heavily than potential gains. A new job might bring more money, but it might also bring embarrassment, failure, rejection. A new relationship pattern might bring closeness, but it might also bring vulnerability. Your brain does the math instantly, unconsciously, and it almost always rounds towards staying put. Neuroscientist Graybiel, who has spent years mapping the basal ganglia, found something remarkable. The brain regions responsible for habitual behavior do not just store what you do, they store how certain an outcome feels. Familiar actions feel certain, even when they are making your life worse. Unfamiliar actions feel uncertain, even when they would make your life better. Certainty, to your brain, feels like safety. And safety always wins the argument, even against your own best interests. So, when you think you are choosing comfort because you are weak, you are actually watching a very old survival system misfire in a very modern world. 10,000 years ago, uncertainty could mean death. Today, uncertainty just means an awkward conversation, or a harder workout, or a slower path to a distant goal. But your brain has not been updated. It still treats a difficult conversation like a predator in the grass. This explains something else too. Have you ever noticed that motivation feels strongest right before you have to act, and weakest the moment you actually need it? Psychologist Roy Baumeister studied this gap between intention and execution for years. His research on self-regulation found that willpower is not a character trait. It behaves more like a limited resource that depletes with use, especially when your environment keeps pulling you back toward the familiar. That means the problem was never your character. It was your environment, working in perfect alignment with your brain's love of certainty, quietly pulling you back to what it already knows. So what actually breaks this cycle? Not more motivation, not more willpower. Certainty has to be redirected. Once a new behavior becomes familiar enough that your brain stops treating it as a risk, it stops requiring effort at all. This is why the first few times you do something new feel unbearable, and the 20th time feels almost automatic. You are not becoming a different person. You are teaching an old system a new definition of safe. Every repetition tells your brain, this is not a threat. This is normal now. You can stop resisting. That is why small, boring, repeatable actions outperform big, dramatic overhauls almost every time. A 5-minute workout done daily rewires certainty faster than an intense hour once a week, because the brain does not track intensity, it tracks familiarity. Give it enough exposure to a slightly harder version of your life, and it will eventually defend that version with the same stubbornness it once used to defend your comfort. You do not need to fight your brain. You need to slowly convince it that change is not a threat. Lower the difficulty until your brain stops flagging it as risk. Repeat it until it stops feeling like effort. Let certainty do the work fear used to do. Tonight, when you consider doing something different than yesterday, remember this: you are not lazy. You are not undisciplined. You are a survival system running an outdated program. And the moment you understand that, you finally have the ability to rewrite it.